Welcome to Day 2 of the 10 Days of Bitcoin. Today we're going to discuss the basics of Bitcoin. We'll dive in deep and give you a broad sweeping overview of what it is and how we can better understand it. Is it currency, technology, software, network, or philosophy? The term Bitcoin is simultaneously a number of things, as it's a currency unit, but it's also used to describe the open source software as well as a technological framework and network of a new digital monetary ecosystem. Not ironically, Bitcoin can be described as a collection of concepts, principles, and technologies, just as Satoshi Nakamoto is often understood as a collection of inventors and inventions. Bitcoins, as a unit of currency, are used to store and transmit value between participants in the much larger Bitcoin ecosystem and network. They do this by communicating through the internet via many different types of machines, applications, and devices such as your home computer or mobile phone. Participants will be able to use this unit of currency to buy and sell goods and services just like you do today, although most countries are just beginning to recognize Bitcoin as a currency. For instance, the US, the Netherlands, Canada, South Korea, and a few other countries are progressively open to Bitcoin as payment. Also, participants can send money to other individuals and organizations on the Bitcoin network as well as exchange them for other units of value or currency. To a very real degree, the utility of Bitcoin is only limited to one's own imagination because it's an entirely virtual form of currency. And to get super technical, it is understood as a content type, which means it can be transmitted anywhere on anything in any form. What makes this so different? Well, do you mean besides the fact that it's an entirely virtual currency with no physical coins or paper? And if we're to be completely technically accurate, Bitcoins are also not even digital coins per se. The coins are implied in the actual transaction between participants, the sender and the receiver. As mentioned before, there is not a central authority that mints or controls the value of a Bitcoin, like a bank or physical monetary exchange. Ultimate control and agency is managed, maintained, and declared via each individual participant, including you. This means that you, philosophically and pragmatically, are your own bank. Bitcoin has no borders, so this borderless system cannot require anyone's permission to be used or activated. It's a censorship-resistant and impossible-to-stop system. Bitcoins and the transactions between participants are fast, secure, and relatively cheap. Bitcoin has no borders and does not require anyone's permission to be used or activated. It's censorship-resistant and impossible to stop. Bitcoins and the transactions between participants are fast, secure, and relatively cheap. Finally, it's simultaneously anonymous and transparent, meaning that participants can send and receive value without ever having to identify personally revealing information like names or physical addresses, and that every transaction is recorded for everyone to see in a publicly available ledger called the blockchain. This is a lot to take in, so we'll end this lesson here as you think and reflect on these fundamentally different principles and characteristics of Bitcoin. Join us for part 3 of the 10 Days of Bitcoin. We'll dip our minds into the concepts of Bitcoin mining, how it serves as a basis for validation, as well as creating new Bitcoins.